Buddhist, and my people have been Buddhist for generations. But God called me to Himself through an unmistakable sign in a dream. And so I was baptized one day before my wedding. But I have felt the presence of God in my life many times. But in this particular incident, He taught me many things, and that is what I want to share with you.
1 minute, we'll
Start from there.
yeah, start from there.
So one Monday after leaders' school, I was talking to Father Tony, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to, Doreen, don't talk about it, but I'm joining Superlink, going to on a trip to the Holy Land." And I told him, "Father, that's not fair, you should be going with the good sisters." And he said, "Well, come if you like, because my mother is also going." So when I went home, I was thinking about this. We had gone to the Holy Land earlier, but I had gone as a pure tourist. And this now my heart kept saying, this time you must go as a pilgrim. You must go with your soul on its wings. And this was like a refrain, it was going through my mind. And so I told my husband, shall we join Father Tony? He's going on a trip to Superlink. And he positively refused. He said, "Oh, I'm far too much work, I can't make it." And then when I told him that Mrs. Martin was also going, he said, "So if you want to, why don't you go? Because you'll have company, because your father and the mother are both going, you'll have people to talk to." So I went to Rodney Coolmayer's office the next day, and I paid a 25% deposit for the trip. And then I realized a day or two later that the 24th of April, which was our anniversary date, was falling within this period. And then I said, "Oh no, how can I be there and Lushan be here? This won't do unless he can come with me." So, and I said, "Okay." Then I told Lushan, "Okay, I'll go and ask Rodney for a refund of whatever he can give me, because if you are not going, then it's absurd that I should be one place and you should be another place for our anniversary." And so, he thought about it, and finally he managed to get another lawyer to come and handle his work, and he came. He agreed to come. Now my happiness was now complete. So you see, and I was now longing for that other life that I had left behind. You know, because we were now in Sri Lanka for 12 years, and since our return we had got used to a more austere lifestyle. But part of me missed the so-called good things of life. I wanted to eat and drink and go to the big hotels, and so now that was okay. Lushan said there's no problem with that. I mean, you're entitled to all that. So now a week prior to the departure, Rodney, as was his practice, he had a little party of the people who were going. So and finally the date that we were going to, April 16th, 1993, important place was in Egypt, and now after the 4 days we were ferried across the Suez Canal to Israel, and each person was given a box lunch, very appetizingly done, and there's a lot of goodies which I love to eat, boiled cheese and chocolate and wine and all that, the kind of meal that I love. So I sat in this sun-drenched patio and greedily ate up every scrap of the food in my box, and I was more than satisfied. I couldn't ask for more. So later we were taken to a luxurious 5-star hotel. I can't remember the name because I burnt up all my old diaries. And we were told that we were going to start early at 8:30 in the morning. So a very long corridor led to our enormous bedroom. So we unpacked, I helped Lushan, and he was in bed by 9 o'clock and was fast asleep. But around 10, my stomach started rumbling. And then I had to rush to the washroom, and fortunately, thank God, the wash basin and the closet were side by side, because I started purging and throwing up. And this was going on and on and on, and it was from 10 o'clock till I didn't realize it was 2 o'clock I was in the bathroom, unable to do anything. And then at 2 o'clock I must have really screamed or something like that Lushan heard. He got up and he came running, and he found me in a dreadful state, and he managed to get me to bed, and he quickly called Rodney and father came down with his mom, and they summoned an Israeli doctor, and in a few minutes they were all there. And I couldn't believe my ears when the Israeli doctor said I was completely dehydrated and would have to go into hospital for 3 days. And my anguished soul was crying, Lord, did you make me join this pilgrimage to get into hospital? Please, you have to let me go with the others. But I realized that, on a tight schedule, that if my purging and vomiting continued, then it would be impossible for them to have a person like me on the trip. And so my eyes were begging and pleading and looking at each other and to find a glimmer of hope. And then I saw a kind of understanding in Father Tony's face, and exhausted I fell asleep. And because the doctor had left giving his advice. And the next morning I had a cup of plain tea and the prayer in my heart and a million precautions. I joined the others with a huge bottle of water in my hand. And we visited many places which involved a lot of walking. Nazareth, the Church of the Annunciation, Cana, Mount Tabor, and also a boat ride on the Sea of Galilee. But my stomach was behaving better until we came to a 5-star hotel.